Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Coach Denny White, and just an electric atmosphere here tonight, Coach. The stands are absolutely packed. Parking lot is packed. It's a great night for football, and two pretty good teams going to be squaring off against each other.
A beautiful night. This is what high school football is all about. You're right. It's just electric. Both sides are full once the bands get back up there. And it's a wonderful night and no wind tonight.
Which is a good thing. There'll be a possibility of some showers later on, but right now, field's in good shape. And as the band leaves the field, we're reminded that the St. Clair Saints are 4-2 and need to win 2 or 3 to get a playoff berth, which has got to be one of their big goals for the season.
Well, when you combine the fact that they need to win 2 out of 3 and this huge rivalry game, there's an awful lot of excitement both in the stands and down on the field.
Well, and the Saints have been just explosive offensively, as we mentioned in the opening, and averaging over 50 points a game the last 3 games. And you mentioned it's been their running attack, and certainly getting Ethan Mon back from injury has been important, but also Brandon Ruba.
It's been electric again that with the return of Ethan Mon and Brandon Ruba, the run game is spectacular for the Saints, and in the process it opens up the passing game also.
Well, in Marine City, as we said before, kind of almost their typical very good team. Coach Ron Glodich and the Mariners seemingly every year come up with a team that's playoff caliber. They are that again, second in the division. Both St. Clair and Marine City lost to Madison in comparatively close games against a team that has some Division I prospects and signees on it.
Absolutely, and Marine City, as always, is exceptionally well coached. They know what they're doing. Their entire program runs the same offense and defense, and so they've had experience in the system. And from a defensive perspective, it's very difficult to find the ball when you play Marine City.
And that's kind of the hide the peanut thing. The Saints or the Mariners have done that for years and years and years. But also they have very good defense. It's quick to the ball. So it's going to be just an exceptional game. Saints have also been playing great defense. Their front and linebackers have been playing very, very well.
Absolutely right. And this should really be a battle.
All right, we're getting ready for the kickoff. Don't know yet who's receiving and who's kicking off, but the Saints have a couple of certainly one key injury. Jared Lenarski, who is their extra point kicker, is not suited up today. And you mentioned Evan Kruski was successful at that last week, but certainly missing Lenarski, who's been very consistent in extra points, could be a key factor.
Absolutely could, and I think, I don't know that he's injured. He could easily be ill. He's been out of school, I know, but I don't believe he's missed an extra point, and he's just Mr. Reliable. And without someone like that, you don't know psychologically how it affects his just the extra point team.
And that's so important. You're thinking it's only a point, but making sure you kick those extra points, they accumulate over the course of the game, and that's not something you want to give up. And certainly Evan Kruski had a couple last week, and looking to have him be successful with that. Looks like the Mariners going to come out and be ready to field the ball, get the ball on the kickoff to start the game. The Saints will line up, and one of the questions we had is, given the Mariners' propensity for their hidden laterals and handoffs, will the Saints elect to kick deep? Sean Donaldson's been doing a terrific job, or will they elect to kind of pooch punch it or run it along the ground?
I think that's the question of the start of the game. Are you willing to kick to the starburst? Because, like I said, for years and years they've run this starburst, and you can't find the ball. And it's very difficult to tackle all 4 of those potential ball carriers.
The only advantage this time is the Mariners do not get to wear their black uniforms.
That's right.
So they still have the black armbands and so on, but a little bit easier to find that against that white uniform with the black and orange trim.
Well, and there's always the possibility, given the strength of Sean Donaldson's leg, can he reach the end zone, which is automatic once the ball crosses the goal line?
Well, Sean has been doing a terrific job on kickoffs. A football player, but with a soccer background, and you can see it on the way he kicks off. All right, referee signal, here we go. Cuts deep and it's short and high. Fielded by the Mariners. That's number 2, Has it and knocked off his feet.
Well read by the Saints defense.
That looked like Anthony Griefor, number 48, with the tackle. He's coming off, clapping his hands, and that was an excellent job for the Mariners. It was number 2, Pat Salas, Angelo Patsalis with the return. And one of the things, if it's not successful, you're kind of deep in your own territory doing laterals and handoffs. So 1st and 10 for Marine City on their own 11, it looks like. They're led out there by quarterback Ethan DeTilio, sophomore. Kretschmer, Patsalis, Aaron Sove. And I think DeTilio kept that for about 2 or 3 yards. And this is a really good backfield for Marine City.
It absolutely is. And we had talked, along with the Marine City fellas, about the start of the game is everybody's nervous. And you probably won't see something tricky and spectacular in the first series from either team because they want to hold on to the ball.
All right, that's Pat Salas here, flanked out towards us. Soap in the backfield behind DeTilio. Quick pass. And that's number 1, Evan Kriske, making the tackle on number 1, it looks like, for Marine City, Tigert. Charles Tigert. And that's going to be a gain of about 5. And it brings up a 3rd and about 4. And Saints would dearly love to get off the field here.
They absolutely would. And this is one of those, this is a difficult spot because you want to try something that gives you a chance to get the first down without being too tricky because you're in your own territory.
All right, the freshman Tigert here flanks out towards us. On the other side, number 10, Mason Walker is also flanked, but there is a whistle. And it looks like timeout. Coach Ron Glodich wants to recheck with his team. Now, it's interesting that there's not been a lot of common opponents for St. Clair and Marine City. And both teams beat Clinton, Clintondale, I think, pretty decisively. And both teams lost to Madison on a fairly similar score. So there's not a lot to go on right now.
Nope.
So we're seeing the Saints really coming on here the last couple of games. Mentioned how well they're playing offensively, defensively as well. That first loss to Croslex was surprising now given the records they have, but certainly Joey Johnson, the Croslex quarterback, was amazing that night and kind of carried his team.
I agree. I thought he was outstanding, and that's the perfect system for Joey.
All right. Number 1, Tigert, guarded by Ruba here, out to the left. Sweep, reverse. Tigert's got some room. And is stopped short of the first down, it looks like. Knocked out of bounds. A little bit of fancy stuff there for Marine City.
A little trickery, that's a surprise, yep. But fortunately, they held on to the ball, but they did not make a first down.
And Saints, very good discipline there on the right side. I think that's where Kriske and Sean Donaldson play, and staying at home, which, I mean, a lot of times you see that sweep to the right. If you're playing the opposite side cornerback, you're coming.
Get there. You absolutely are.
Punt. Nice punt from number 32. So, but a good catch and return. Swiger, he's got some room on the left. All the way down the sideline and knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. And Austin Schweiger, the last couple of weeks, has been amazing.
I have said this multiple times, but this is simply an athlete. He's a 3-sport athlete. He's a coach on the field. He's just a bright kid that knows what to do and when to do it. And if you timed him in a sprint, you would probably ignore him. But he can't be tackled. He just outruns people that you wouldn't think he would.
And he took that on the run going forward. He just broke through the kind of the first line of defenders, and then good cut to the outside and forces the punter, Soap, to make tackle. Great stop from St. Clair, and we've got an injury right around 45-yard line for the Mariners. That's number 59 for the Mariners, Trevor Knox. And he's going off slowly. favoring his leg. Saints, we led by number 12, Brady Gleason, junior quarterback. They'll have Mon and Ruba in the backfield, along with Jamison Henson. Mon, quick move, strong up the right side there. He was hit early, but got about 5 yards on that play with not a lot there.
He's very deceptive simply because you know that he's a sprinter and he can outrun people, but he is strong enough to carry people for yards at a time like he did there.
Now they're going to give him a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 for the Saints. Gleason conferring with the coach. Offensive coordinator Gary Griffin. Gleason under center. And penalty flag and an illegal procedure against the Saints. They'll give up the 4 yards plus 1. Maybe a little bit of nerves there, pre-whistle penalty.
Somebody was leaning.
And when you got running plays, the line in particular wants to get at it. And that's going to cost the Saints 5 yards. They'll make it 2nd and 11. Number 8, Donovan Borg, comes in. Replaces Buslip. Scott Selleck flanks right. Jamison Henson and in motion there to the right. Quick pitch, Mon, and a great tackle. Number 7 for the Mariners, Jack Kretschmar. And seemingly there's been a Kretschmar on the Mariners for the last 25 years.
Yeah,
but
that was an outstanding individual defensive play. He simply shed the blocker and then made the tackle against a very elusive running back.
And loss of 1 there. Matt Buslip heads back into the ball game, replaces Borg. And you're almost expecting Ethan to be able to elude or break that tackle, but excellent job by Kretschmar there. All right, more of a pistol formation. Ruba comes in motion, over the top, down deep, and just over the outstretched hands of Scott Selleck. He had a step. Good throw, but led him just a touch. See what the Saints do here. 4th and 13, but probably outside field goal range, and no sense in putting when you're on a 25. So presumably the Saints will go for it again.
A well-designed play. They'll file that away and use it again, I think.
Gleason and Schweiger come back in. Kind of the question here is whether the Mariners will attempt to rush the passer or fall back into more of a zone. And Saints spread out 4. They're coming after him. Gleason gets it away, and it's out of bounds and couldn't make the connection, and it'll be Mariners football. Good defense by both sides that time, as Saints could not take advantage of Austin Schweiger's great punt return. That illegal procedure penalty turned out to be crucial.
So now both teams have had a series. Now we can get down to football.
Probably settle down a little bit, and as you say, Wes Upliger now will flank right. So open Kretschmar, I think, in the backfield. Detilio. Little off the right side, nowhere to go.
Lance Schweihofer had to come off for a play, lost his helmet.
Phillips, and I think Max Schweihofer helped on that tackle. That's a rule, correct, Coach, that if you lose your helmet, you got to sit out a play. Second down, about 10. Detilio going deep, just off the outstretched hands. That's number Number 2, Angelo Petsalis, maybe again had a step, but that was pretty good defense by St. Clair.
Yes, that was well covered.
And that brings up a 3rd and 10. And surprisingly, with these 2 explosive offenses, a lot of defense here in the first couple of series.
I think it's safe to say the defense, on both teams have watched a lot of film, and they know the tendencies and anticipate really well.
All right, Petsalis comes right. Picked up by number 20, Christian Jabiro. In motion. Pitch. So, and again, gang tackle. But number 34, Joe Phillips, was there first. And looks like the Mariners will have to punt again as it's 3rd and about 6. And 32, Aaron Soph has been a terror this year. One of the best running backs in the area, but the Saints so far have bottled him up. And he'll be in deep punt formation. Schweiger again deep. He's at his own 35. Soph be kicking from his 20. Low punt. Schweiger has it. Quick cut. Got some room again. Cuts back again. All the way to the 46.
Again, he's slippery. Very slippery.
Quick feet by Schweiger and able to stop and cut on a dime. And the Saints again with very good field position. Soph had to move a little bit, gets the punt off. This time, Schweiger had a little bit more room, but see that cut right there on a dime, another one, and then has enough power to get about 7 yards after contact. Ruba with the run this time. He gets about 3 or 4. And it's tough as a defense when you've got 2 speedsters like Ethan Mon and Brandon Ruba. Can't let either of them have any space.
No, and I think what you're going to find is both teams have star running backs, explosive offenses, star running backs, and so the defenses are keyed to that. That one of these teams needs someone else to step up, take the pressure off, and then things will open up.
Sullick out left. Pitch this time to Mon. Gets right from his tackler and breaks it down to the 30. First down, Saints on Ethan Mon's run. And again, deceptively strong. He's certainly got quickness. And you can see right here as he runs out left. But the Mariners have him and just can't corral him.
Deceptively powerful. You know that he's a sprinter. You know that he's fast, but very powerful.
All right, Saints knocking on the door again on the Mariners 29. Again, Mon, and drives hard to about the 24.
Keep moving the pile forward. That's all you can ask.
Positive play, stay in front of chains, 5-yard gain there. And the offensive line obviously has been playing very, very well the last couple of weeks. Kind of gelled.
You're not going to score that many points without having a tremendous offensive line.
All right, 2nd and 5. Saints driving again. And so far they've been able to, on these straight running plays, not a lot of deception, get 4 or 5 yards. Mon to deep back. Gleason resets. Gets it, hands off to Mon. He's got room to the right. Quick cut.
Nice cut.
And down to about the 15.
Fowler is blocking really well.
Yeah.
Took the open spot.
I think that was Matt Buslip, number 11 out there, who got a nice block on the cornerback. And Mon, as you said, set up the block well and followed it. And first down for the Saints on the 15. Ruba comes back in, replaces Henson. Selleck again, splits wide left. Buslip out right, in motion. Ruba doesn't get it. Nice play by Gleason. He's got a room all the way, and he's in. Touchdown, St. Clair.
See, that's what I was talking about, that they key on your other guys, on your star running backs. And not that it's always open, but there are those times you can take advantage of that. What a great call.
Now watch here, folks. Fake there to the man in motion. He freezes the linebackers, and Gleason sneaks through there and beats him to the corner. Touchdown, St. Clair.
That was great blocking by the Saints also. There was a huge hole there.
All right, number 1, Evan Krutsky will attempt the extra point. We mentioned Jared Lenowski is not in uniform tonight. Good snap, the hold, and it's up, and it's good. That time the Saints took advantage of the great punt return from Austin Schweiger, and they lead 7-0. The captains for St. Clair tonight against this rivalry game with Marine City. Number 12, Brady Gleason. Number 78, Lance Schweihofer. Number 2, Ethan Mon. And number 52, Parker Griefor. Also want to mention that the officials for tonight, Joel Vigna, John Wright, Mike Rusin, John Schweihofer, and Tom Mayu. All right, Mariners will be ready to receive and return the kick. Saints huddling on the sideline, and Donaldson will come out, do the kickoff. And it's so important now to not make a mistake and give the Mariners a big play here. You want to keep that momentum. Let's see what he does.
You have to be careful because you can cover as well as they did on the first one and not cover on the next one.
Donaldson. Another hard, deep kickoff. And into the end zone. I believe they're both referees are looking at each other. It crossed. Well, question is, did it cross the end line before it went out of bounds? And it's called a touchback.
It did.
Big break for St. Clair. And
yeah,
that's
there's a 15-yard difference.
Big difference because otherwise it'd be a penalty for going out of bounds. And the Saints will face the Mariners. The Mariners will start on their own 20.
Great kick by Sean Donaldson.
And being able to do that in high school is a huge advantage.
That's
because
remarkable, yes. Yep.
A lot of high schools really practice and focus on their special teams, and the expectations, you get 3 or 4 kickoffs, you're going to have good field position many of the times.
Absolutely are. Yep.
All right, Mariners come out, trailing 7-0, just under 5 minutes play. You're watching St. Clair Saints football here, CTV, Channel 6 in St. Clair. Handoff inside, so breaks a tackle.
I thought they had him.
And gets about 7 or 8 there. He's not a kid you can arm tackle.
No, and we just found that out.
First, second and short opportunity for the Mariners. Second down, 2 to go. Full house backfield this time for DiTilio. DiTilio keeps it. Kind of looked like a broken play. I'm not sure. I think he expected someone to hand off to, and the running back broke out as if it was a pitch. Number 8, Ethan DiTilio actually lost a yard. It'll be 3rd and 3, and here's the replay. Lonely feeling for the quarterback when you turn around and there's no one there. You saw Soph, number 32. He was breaking out as if expecting a toss, and wasn't there.
Parker Griefor in on that tackle. Said, hello, good to see you.
All right, double wide right. Man in motion to the right.
Oh, there's the ball.
On the fumble. And it looks like recovered by number 7 for the Mariners. That's Kretschmar. But 4th down. And again, loss of another yard or 2. Just wasn't a clean handoff here. It was a man in motion and never really got it, caught off his arm. But luckily for Mariners, actually good fortune as they worked at it and hustled to get that ball back. All right, Schweiger again, deep. Punt. This time fair catch by Schweiger. Good punt from Soph. And it'll be St. Clair ball on about their own 44 or 45 looks like.
Well, I think that's a good deal. If you're gonna change ends and you're gonna keep the ball at your own 45, that's a good place to start. It's not the opponent's 23 like it has been, but you'll take that.
You can certainly do anything you want from this position on the field. Gleason joins the huddle. He scored a touchdown already tonight. Mon is deep. Henson in front of him. Sullick out wide to the left, otherwise tight formation. Call it an eye. Again, Mon squirts through, gets about 4. And if you're offensive coordinator, Gary Griffin, you're loving 4 yards on first down.
Oh, it's perfect, absolutely, because it still maintains what you had just said, that everything's on the table for the next play.
2nd and 6 for the Saints. Suck left. Fake handoff. No, gave it to him. Fake me.
It was a good fake.
Either that or this just old eyes. Not sure which. Mondo gets about. It's either going to mark it on just short of the 45, so it'll be third and about 4. Brady Gleason brings him to the line. Again, pistol with the quarterback about 5 yards deep. This time Ruba, and good tackle by the Mariners. That was number 10 for the Mariners, Mason Walker. And stopped Brandon Ruba after a gain of about 2. And that makes it 4th and 2. And a little bit of decision time for St. Clair, and they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it, yep.
Brings Henson back in as the fullback. Donovan Borg returns. This is kind of their heavy look. 2 tight ends, fullback.
Well, you always have the option of trying to make them jump.
Hard count perhaps, but nope. Gleason calls time.
Yep.
And that could have been the play, but elect to call time. We'd also like to thank the St. Clair and Marine City Fire Departments for supporting our East China football programs and being available for us here on site every Friday night. And as always, thanks to the chain crew for tonight and every Friday night, Bob McLaren, Jim Courier, Bob Courier, and Butch Kinsvater. And the Quarterback Club and Touchdown Club would like to thank tonight's tailgate sponsors. Don Gemley with Mortgage One and Ryan Zemer with Remax Advisors. We appreciate your continued support. All right, Saints come back. And this time it looks like they're in punt formation. Snap is a good one. High, fairly short punt, end over end, bounces with a little backspin, and down at about the 30-yard line. That's a great punt if you're if you can land it at the 10.
If you could.
That technique where they hit it when it almost does have backspin, you can see that more and more in the pros and even colleges, and migrating down to high schools as well. All right, just over a minute to play first quarter. Mariners out for their 4th time with the football. Number 2, Pat Salas, out wide right. Detilio looks deep and sacked.
That was a sandwich.
Number 78, Lance Schweihofer, and maybe Phillips, maybe? Let's see. It's a long developing play as it takes a full.
That's when he should have thrown it.
And then Schweihofer gets him first, and he really, perhaps that might have been a Schweihofer sandwich.
Yes.
Hard to do that full pump fake when you've got people coming on, especially on a short drop like that. All right. Nice play. Saints diagnose that sweep. It's number 30.
Brandon Ruba.
I think it was 30. Brandon Ruba made the play. And that's a loss of about 5 or 6 for the Mariners. And after the first quarter, the Saints lead 7-0. We'll be back in just a moment after a word from our sponsors.
At St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC, you're just 15 minutes away from a great car buying experience.
With award-winning customer satisfaction. There's a great selection and you always get the best price.
Lease a Silverado 4x4 for $129 a month. Well-equipped Equinox, $145 a month. Even a Trax, $149 a month.
We need your trade-in, so we'll give you top dollar for it.
Because we really do care in St. Clair. Exit 257 off I-94.
All right, welcome back, everybody. John Carter along with Coach Denny White. You're watching St. Clair football here on CTV Channel 6. Community television, St. Clair and Marine City. Saints lead after the first quarter, 7-0.
That was a significant quarter because the Saints kept the pressure on the Mariners that entire quarter.
And the field position remains very much tilted in St. Clair's favor. 3rd and 15. Marine City, kind of a tight formation. Interesting. It looks almost like a run formation in motion. And fullback up the middle, and just nothing there. Again, good play. Number 78, Lance Schweihofer.
And Max Schweihofer also.
And Max Schweihofer, again, a Schweihofer sandwich. And there wasn't any room up there off the middle. All right, Marine City forced a punt again. I think this is the 4th time already this game. But still very much within reach. Only a 7-0 score. So powerful leg. Schweiger picks it up, gets out of bounds at again the 45, and still good field position for St. Clair.
Absolutely is. You would take it at the 45. They're just going in the opposite direction.
Penalty flag on the field. Holding against St. Clair.
Too good to be true.
And that's the danger of special teams. It seems to be it's a breeding ground for penalties.
Yeah.
And it has to do with people changing direction and trying to make a play downfield, and it's just hard to get the right angle. But Saints called for holding. And it'll be marked back 10 yards from the 42. Saints will start on their own 32. First down. Might want to see when, again, they fake it to Mon, and Gleason either tucks it under himself or looks deep. Ruba in motion, gives it to him, cuts up. Brandon Ruba, he's got room and he's got speed. Ruba on the left side, down the sideline, and he outruns the Mariners. And I don't see any penalty flags.
I thought the defender had an angle, and obviously not. Brandon outran him.
They used to say with Deion Sanders, the angle didn't matter.
That's
and
right.
Brandon Ruba shows the same thing. Now watch this. Ruba's in motion, and it's a quick slip handoff, and Gleason falls out the fake, and Ruba just outruns the Mariners. And that's some speed. And the Saints take a 13-0 lead. And Kriske on again for the extra point. Gleason the holder. Kicks up. And it's good.
Good.
All right, after the extra point, Saints lead 14-0. And they will kick off again to Marine City. Want to make sure everybody checks out the concession stand tonight. We also want to thank Jets Pizza for supporting the Channel 6 crew as they always do. That pizza is necessary for your announcers to function.
That's right. Yes, it is.
Sean Donaldson's leg might be getting tired.
There's nothing like speed to give you an advantage.
That was just awesome as Ruba, again, really nice hole, good play design, but that was on Brandon being able to take it all the way to the end zone, and to have two backs like Ruba and Ethan Mon in the same backfield is just devastating for defenses. Donaldson, kick it off. Oh, another high, deep boot.
He's got it.
Number 7 has it, and he breaks up the middle.
There you go.
And missed.
Yep.
And that's going to be a touchdown.
That's a classic reason you don't kick to the starburst.
That was Jack Kretschmar. And
Right up
faked
the middle.
handoffs and right up the middle. And it's just so hard to defend, and Marine City, give them credit. They've been doing it for years, and they do it exceptionally well.
But they really work at it.
Beautiful
And
high
they have
kickoff
it
by
down.
Donaldson. See Kretschmar there, back to the field.
Fake.
And
There's one block. I only needed one block, and he got it.
what it does is
Here's the other one. Yep.
it spreads out your defense, and even if they stay in lanes, if one person misses, he's gone. Now that changes the complexion of the game, and really brings the Marine City sideline back into it. Number 13 for Marine City, Angus Houston will attempt the extra point. Snap is good, set, and through. And quickly, very quickly.
Yes, very quickly.
Marine City cuts the score in half, and it makes it 14-7. 10 minutes, 55 seconds, and that's kind of the explosives you play with if you kick it deep to Marine City.
Well, and I think that, as we had talked about before, the Saints dominated the first quarter, and obviously the beginning of the second quarter, but one kick, and look what happens.
Big news for the St. Clair girls varsity team and Coach Ken Parlarge is they won their divisional title today at St. Clair Golf Club by 77 strokes. That looked like the American team at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Ken. First year as the girls golf coach, and obviously he was left with a winner. All right, Marines City Mariners will kick off for the first time, and I think you got to watch out for potentially something here as they line up very tightly.
This is the perfect time.
Houston. Kicks deep. Nice kick. Deep St. Clair. Selleck. Triple reverse. That's to Mon. Mon is tackled inside the 20. Well read by Marine City.
Well, that's a new look for the Saints. But it didn't surprise the Mariners.
Well, they know more about that stuff than just about everybody. I'm assuming they see it in practice, so they probably know how to react to it. All right, big series for St. Clair as Marine City made a huge mark with the kickoff return, and Saints kind of buried deep in their territory. They need a couple first downs to make sure they keep that field position going. Full house backfield for St. Clair in motion. And Clair back keeper. Mon's got a lane to the outside. And Ethan Mon. That was a wildcat.
Yep.
Ethan Mon took the direct snap. And what we mean by wildcat, folks, is it bypasses the normal quarterback and has your running back take the snap directly. So watch this. There's Mon, gets the snap, and boy, he gets the outside so quickly. Gets good downfield blocking. That was number 4, Selleck, with a good block, and Mon quickly, and I mean quickly, to the 44. Saints are getting into the dusty pages of the playbook tonight. Over his head. Mon falls on it smartly at about the 25, and that's the danger, and that snap was just high. Snap over his head, and that was just a high snap. Mon very smartly gets on the ball back at the 25. Don't want to try to pick that up, just fall on the football. Gleason will come back in, but it's 2nd and 29. Saints going to look to try to just pick up part of this, probably.
Yeah. In your playbook, you don't look up, what play do you have for 2nd and 29? You don't have one. You got to just get a little.
Inside handoff, and Ruba runs hard all the way up to the 44, 43-yard line. Got all that back. And it'll be 3rd down, but a manageable 11 yards, 10 yards for 3rd down. And that was just a very simple inside handoff, but Ruba, as we said, extremely quick, and he's powerful, and he's in the secondary very, very fast. All right, they're calling it 3rd and 10. 9 minutes, 16 seconds left. 2nd quarter, Saints lead 14-7. Saints break the huddle. Bush slips out, wide right. Gleason drops straight back on his back foot.
Nope.
And just can't get it to Borg on the tight end route. And a little bit of pressure from Marine City, and Brady never really got a chance to set.
Did not, no, not set up.
Hard to throw off your back foot like that, and just not enough time to make that play work.
Yeah, when you throw off your back foot like that because you don't have time, you lose both velocity and therefore distance, and the ball just didn't get far enough.
Krisky would be punting. Tigert and I think Pat Salas back. Krisky. High, another short punt. And again, bounces the wrong way. And that will be marked at about the 40-yard line. Mariners take it over, and a little bit of shift in momentum here, and that kickoff return is huge. And now the Saints have to play defense, and Mariners with good field position.
Yep, now the Mariners are getting a good field position.
Mariners return to the field. Saints need to continue to play good, disciplined defense as they've done all evening. Soph in the backfield. Kretschmar. And Soph breaks one tackle, but still gang tackled there. Can't see who that was. It's just another good play by the Saints defense. So kind of a backward lateral. Breaks the first tackle, but then Schweihofer and Phillips and others make sure he stays down. Loss of 1. That makes it 2nd and 11. Handoff, Kretschmar. And just runs into the entire middle of the Saints line. And absolutely nowhere to go that time. Gain maybe of a half yard, make it 3rd and 10. Ethan DiTilio gets the play from the sideline, brings it in. Clock working down to 7 minutes, 40 seconds. 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 10 for the Mariners. And that's going to be a false start on the Mariners. And all of a sudden it becomes 3rd down and 15. As a referee, those are the kind of penalties that are easy. when the lineman's 5 yards downfield before the ball snapped.
Not an argument about that one. There's no interpretation.
Hard to miss. That changes the play call I would think quite a bit, and enough so that Marine City is going to take a timeout, their second timeout. Want to mention that the St. Clair Middle School PTO is sponsoring the Dash of Doom Fall Family Fun Night, October 12th on Friday. There's going to be fun and races. Fun begins at 5:30. The race will begin at 7:30. We've got a 5K fun run, a 2-mile walk, and even an opportunity to buy a $20 Don't Make Me Run t-shirt. So come on up, participate in the Dash of Doom at the St. Clair Middle School next Friday night. Also want to mention this coming Monday, the Taste Fest at Ascension River District Hospital. Proceeds will help support East China Educational Foundation. Monday, October 8th, 5 to 7, $30 tickets at the door. Marine City comes back, third down, 15. Tight formation. Soap in motion, fake to him. And Titilio breaks out of the pocket, tries for the first down, but I can't tell.
Nope, it's up here.
Oh, way up there. That's correct. He forgot it was 3rd and 15. So he got 5 back, but it's going to be 4th and 10. And looks like the Mariners will come back to punt the ball away. Good rush this time by St. Clair. Fake it to Soap there. But you can see Lance Schweihofer got pressure from the outside and forced Titilio out of pocket. Soph, low line drive punt, well out of bounds, and no run back. And it's always a question. They raise their arm, not sure where they're going to mark it. Keep that arm raised, and they'll put it on the 35. Want to mention also a very important couple of sessions coming up, and to learn about St. Clair, Marine City, East China's recent facilities assessment findings, and engage in discussion about the needs and goals of the district regarding facilities and programs for the future. 2 sessions, Wednesday, October 10th at 6, and Thursday, October 18th, also at 6 in the boardroom. Gleason going deep. He's got him out there. So, he has it. Touchdown, St. Clair. And again, I don't see any flags. Scott Selleck. Straight streak down the left side, and a tremendous pass from Gleason. Grady lays it way out there, and watch this in stride, Coach.
Nearly 45 yards in the air, right, perfect spot.
And Scott Selleck scampers into the end zone untouched. Tremendous play by St. Clair, and they lead 20-7. Evan Kruski now on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. Let's give Evan Kruski, some credit as he's come in for Jared Lenarski, who had a really nice streak going, and Evans made 3 in a row. But just a huge play for St. Clair, Coach. That momentum just changed sides of the field.
It just switched again. Absolutely right.
Want to mention again this the facilities assessment findings and the programs that are going to be on at the boardroom down at the home offices of East China. Wednesday, October 10th, 6 to 8. And Thursday, October 18th, also 6 to 8 in the boardroom both times. And all public from East China School District are invited to attend and find out about the facilities assessment and the plans, long-range plans, strategic plans going forward in the future.
Well, St. Clair also had not only speed in the backfield, but speed on the outside. Scott Selleck, another 3-sport athlete.
Donaldson. Nope.
There we go. Bounce.
Oh, and he got it. I think they went far enough, and it's Sean Donaldson.
Wow.
Huge play. That's a classic onside kick.
Absolutely is.
And Donaldson might be just a little excited. He's looking for something to hug.
Well, yeah, I'd be willing to bet when he reached out for the ball, he kept saying, did this go far enough?
Now watch. Down, it's got to go 10 yards, so pass the 50.
There it is. Yep.
And just bounced right up nicely. Yep. Put a little handle on it for him and said, here, take it.
There's that momentum thing again.
And Mo is firmly on the St. Clair sideline right now. Gleason hands it off. Mon! And another nice run and great blocking. Ethan's untouched for 10 yards there. And a flag on the field. Could be reason why. That's normally a hold. Yep. That's too bad. A couple good plays from St. Clair have been nullified by penalties, and assuredly Marine City will take this. And it walks back 10 yards from the spot. That'll be first down and about 18 or 19 it looks like. Call it 20. And sometimes when you have that much room, there's a reason you have that much room. Saints come out. Goose up right, Schweiger's in the slot. Selleck wide left. Schweiger in motion. Fake to him. Gleason in trouble, and he's knocked down right at the line of scrimmage. And again, some of these plays take a little bit of time to develop, and that time Marine City had a good rush and was able to get pretty good penetration.
Yep, great penetration by the Mariners defensive line. He didn't have enough time to set up at all.
Gleason comes back. He managed to not lose any more yards there, but it'll be second down and 18 or 19 for the Saints. Mon got about 2 or 3 that time. Good tackle. Marine City number 10, it's Mason Walker, sophomore linebacker. Certainly one of the few times Mon's been tackled for less than at least 4 or 5 yards tonight. All right, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 16 for the Saints. If they can get 8 or 10 here, they might think about going for it again, given where they are in the field. Not sure what's going on here. I think the Saints going to call timeout. Yep. We mentioned homecoming, which will be, the football game will be 2 weeks from today against New Haven. The dance is that Saturday, and the homecoming parade will be downtown St. Clair on Wednesday, October 17th. Certainly invite everybody to come out, see the court, the bands, the football teams, the other athletic teams, and kind of the getting towards the peak of the fall season. I know, Coach, your JV team had a good win last night against Marine City.
It was an excellent game, a very well-played game against a really tough opponent. We managed to get out with a 30-0 win, but the game was a whole lot closer than the score would indicate.
And that gives you, what, 6-1 so far this year?
6-1 so far, yep.
Excellent job for St. Clair, and it bodes well certainly for the long term. We mentioned already that Ken Parlarge and the girls' golf team has been doing exceptionally well. The boys' tennis team, under the longtime tutelage of David Klutz, is having another great year. They're in second place in the MAC Red, which probably is the toughest tennis division in the state. And they're pointing to their regionals and going to states once again. And they're happily playing on their new courts here at St. Clair. All right, Saints back out, 3rd and 16. Gleason gets it off to Mon. Mon, quick move up the middle, and he's got a first down.
Nope, short.
Nope. Again, I read the wrong thing again, Coach. You're right, a little overexcited. But he gets it down to about 2 yards, maybe 3 yards.
Yeah, I don't, well, the question is, are you going to punt from here?
You're on the 39-yard line.
You're going to end up kicking the ball in the end zone.
Which comes down to a 19-yard differential, not much of a reason. So Saints going to bring it out, and it's marked as 4th and 4. we'll see what offense coordinator Gary Griffin has cooked up for the Saints. Down to 4:27, 4:25 now. First half. Gleason resets. Dombrowski. And timeout. Oh, too much time.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
And if you bring your quarterback over, you can't really afford the time to reset very much. Kind of surprised Saints didn't call a timeout there. It looked like Marine City had loaded up the A gap, and whatever play was called was not going to be able to be run.
Now they're going to punt.
So Saints will punt now. They're back at the 44. Kriske will punt deep to Marine City. That's a better punt.
Did it!
And couldn't quite stop it. Should have picked it up when they had the opportunity there on about the 7. But unfortunately, it went into the end zone, and a little bit of a mistake there, but still, Marine City on the 20. And the Saints will play defense. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left. Saints up 21-7. But Marine City will have the football. 1st and 10. Mentioned fall sports. The boys cross country team won the Marysville Invitational last night. First time doing that in a while, I guess. And Coach Tom Brenner has them cooking on all cylinders as they also look to go to states. Handoff inside, and just not much going. The Saints are controlling the middle of that line, and it's interesting in Marine City that all the fakes and so on, but they still like to be able to move the ball in that fullback dive, and they're just not getting any movement up front. Josh Schmidt was in there helping along with number 79, Max Schweihofer, whose name we've called quite a bit, and just difficult to move. Quick handoff again, and number 34 is Joe Phillips with the tackle. That'll bring up a 3rd and about 7. And give the Saints a lot of credit for good recognition, because Marine City is well known and renowned for their ability to disguise handoffs and the ball handling of their quarterbacks. And the Saints have been able to diagnose where these plays are going.
It's absolutely critical to do your assignment because you can't really see the ball. You can't see that exchange. And they fake so well, you don't really know who has the ball.
DiTilio rolls right. And throws deep. Nice play by, I think that was Christian Jabiro out there.
Nice
yep,
play.
Christian Jabiro. Watch this. You can't play cornerback much better than this. DiTilio breaks a tackle, throws it down the sideline.
When he throws it, there's room. But Christian closes and tips the ball. That's all you can ask.
And it's so hard to avoid the temptation of just running into the receiver when you're doing that. To have the presence of mind and turn, find the ball in the air, and then tip it away. That was an outstanding play by Jabiro.
A penalty.
There was a penalty of some sort there, and they lost.
They lost it down?
Was he over the line of scrimmage? It's really difficult to tell from our vantage point. But it's not just the penalty, it's the loss of down. So it must have been over the line of scrimmage when he let that ball go. So, punts, line drive, Schweiger will let it go out of bounds or get touched dead. And the Saints again will have it on the Marine City side of the 50, on the Marine City 46. with an opportunity here with 2 minutes, 22 seconds left.
You mentioned opportunity. How many opportunities do you get to start the series with the ball in the opponent's territory? You have to score.
Saints come out. First down. Again, sweep. Mian, he's got a room. Ethan Mon cuts inside. All the way down to the inside the 10-yard line. And I tell you what, he is a smooth runner when he gets a little space like that.
He definitely is. Speed and power combined.
And you can see that the blockers, watch the blockers, they are very aware of not holding or clipping or any of that sort of thing, but look at the blocks downfield. Scott Selleck with a good block, but make sure it's clear that he's letting go. And the Saints have the ball on the 9-yard line, 1st and goal to go. Always like saying that for the Saints. Gleason takes the handoff to Mon. Has a little bit of a seam, but knocked down at about the 4 or the 5. Looks like the 5-yard line. 2nd and 5 for a touchdown.
Again, like you had mentioned before, who doesn't like 4 yards on first down?
Especially at that point at the 9-yard line. All right, Henson and Schweiger come back in. Mon will get a rest. And that two-headed running back monster of Mon and Ruba has just been very difficult to contain.
That's exceptional.
Schweiger deep this time. He's pitched. He's looking to throw. It's wide open. But click. Let's see. Oh, intercepted in the corner.
Oh, wow.
Boy, that's a terrific play by Marine City.
Absolutely was.
Number 2, Angelo Patsalis, same situation as with Jabiro. This is open. Selleck is open, but
there and, yeah.
but just a terrific play by Patsalis. It's a difficult throw, rolling to your left. But that's part of the deception of play, obviously. And unfortunately for St. Clair, Patsalis made a heck of a football play. And the Mariners will have it with just over a minute to play in the first half. 1st and 10 on their own 20. That was a touchback after the interception in the end zone. Soph will be deep. 2 wide outs for Marine City. Changing the clock to put 1:11 on. Another 5 seconds. And Marine City will rehuddle. Still first down, and so if you're Coach Ron Glodis, do you go for something here and try to make a big play from 80 yards away?
I think you do on the first play.
And
there
deep.
It is, like that.
Kretschmar. And that was just that big play down the left sideline, and watch this. Kretschmar beats the St. Clair cornerback to the outside, and good pass from DeTilio, and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard lines. And Kretschmar has already shown his speed on the kickoff return and showed it once again. Need to give just a little bit more cushion here with this time of the first half. And that was a fake handoff, and DeTilio kept the ball. Down under a minute to play. They've got 1 timeout left, but DeTilio spikes it, makes it 3rd and 5.
No.
You call timeout?
Somebody
they spike
called
it.
a timeout.
Check that, I guess. Not sure. No, that
Yeah, they did.
I think that was a spike, and that should be 3rd down, or was. Thought he spiked it. DeTilio rolls right and gets it off. And good run down to about the 22-yard line. That's by Kretschmar again, who's been certainly Marine City's best player. You can give credit to DeTilio here also, as well as Ethan was pressured by St. Clair, by Schweihofer, got it away. And first down for Marine City. 39 seconds, still enough time. Soap with nowhere to go. And called down, and that's going to be, I'm not exactly certain how that play only took 7/10 of a second. But.
Well, and what happened with the other play? When it looked like a spike
we
or
need
a timeout, pick one.
We need a microphone on the referee, but that was Marine City's last timeout. Under 35 seconds to play. Gained only about a yard or two there on that play. But still, at this point, enough time to take 2 or 3 shots in the end zone for certain.
Absolutely is, yes.
It would be difficult, though, if they get tackled in the field of play without a first down. This is actually the best Marine City's moved the ball. And frankly, it was on that desperation play to Kretschmar. But he's the dangerous receiver here. He's split left, triplets on the right-hand side. And DeTilio back with Soph. DeTilio looks right.
Ooh.
Just off the hands. That was a pretty good throw, but right along the sideline, and trying to keep his feet in bounds was Pat Salas. Couldn't keep the feet in bounds. I'm sorry, not Pat Salas. That was Wes Upliger. And watch this throw for DeTilio. Strong throw. He's open.
And there's no one there.
But just high a little bit. And
see, they doubled number 2, Pat Salas, and no one had him.
Low. Here comes Kretschmar again. Still on his feet.
That's all they need.
And tackled at about the 18. That'll be 4th and 6. Mariners going to try to get a play off. New quarterback, number 9, Walker. Fakes. Rolls left. Down deep, knocked away by St. Clair. Number 7, Austin Schweiger with the defensive play. And that's the last play of the first half. And the Saints coach with a very good half, and they lead 21-7.
Yes, I think they make some defensive adjustments on their pass coverage, but other than that, there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to work with after this first half.
All right, everybody, 21-7, Saints lead after first half. We'll be back in just a moment to bring you the second half.
Come to the Murphy Inn and enjoy the pub atmosphere or the dining room, which both offer a diner's menu. Murphy Inn offerings include the best pizza, burgers, ribs, steak, and fish around. Plus, there are great daily specials such as Edda's pasta, chicken, or fish and chips. Karaoke is every Wednesday and Saturday from 8 p.m. until midnight. Murphy Inn hosts live entertainment each Thursday and Friday from 8 until midnight. The Bernhuber family appreciates the opportunity to serve you at the Murphy Inn.
Again on Tuesday night as we host the MSBOA Marching Band Festival here at East China Stadium. We hope you will join us for both performances. The 2018 Marching Saints present the music of the Gloved One, the King of Pop, or simply MJ. Rarely does an artist garner such universal acclaim and recognition for artistry and popularity. The one and only Michael Jackson. Drum majors, is the band ready? Famous for a 14-minute video and a horror-themed performance that premiered in November 1983, you won't soon forget that no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. For although the groove is hard to beat, it's still you stand with frozen feet. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver. For no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. In 1969, the Jackson 5 released their first single on Motown Records, a song about someone who let their sweetheart go too quickly. A huge hit for the band and their 11-year-old lead singer, Michael. It was a song that began a string of 4 #1 songs in a row. I Want You Back. Social messages were often a part of Michael Jackson's slower music. His ballad, Man in the Mirror, reached #1 and focused attention on his personal awakening and affecting change. He asked through his music if we could heal the world. The third track on Off the Wall from 1979 was written and composed by Michael Jackson. He co-produces with Quincy Jones, does the lead vocals, the background vocals, and is even featured playing percussion on the recording. Something we can all relate to, working day and night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Saints. The 2018 Marching Saints are under the direction of Micah Volz. Drill by Mark Waymeyer. Original ballad medley arranged by Pat Jensen. Drum majors are Nathan Balak and Riley McGuffin. The Marching Saints are holding their world-famous drive-through chicken dinner on November 4th at the Charles Fulton American Legion Post in St. Clair. See Mr. Volz for tickets. And please join us at the end of the game as we enjoy the performance of the Mariner Marching Band. Why fight traffic? Enjoy another fine band performance before heading home.